Hey.
Why are you messaging me when we're sat next to each other?
I'd feel edgy talking about this even if we lowered our voices.
This?
The inheritance.
You want to talk about that now?
Even if you subtract the taxes, it's $800,000. $800K! I'm so astonished I'm finding it hard to relax.
You have a point.
It came from selling off some land they originally bought for dirt cheap, which exploded in value with the development of a nearby resort. Is what they said, right?
Yeah. Apparently they left almost all the money behind untouched.
It's such a crazy amount. My head feels funny. I know it's a little disrespectful to be discussing this so soon after your dad passed away. But no matter what I do, I can't relax.
Yeah, I'm pretty restless myself as the one who inherited it.
I want to settle down before we arrive home, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But since we are where we are, I thought it'd be better to message you.
Fair enough. Go on.
I'll just come straight out with it. Have you thought about how you're going to use the $800,000?
No, not yet. But I did inherit as part of my dad's will. So I want to avoid spending it lightly.
Yeah, I get that.
At any rate, I think it's best we keep it quiet for now. If we start spending it unwisely and people catch on, it could cause us problems with the figure being as high as it is.
Even from me and Trent?
Yeah, I think so. For now, at least. Mia's in the middle of her high school exams right now, and next year, it'll be Trent's turn. I think we should avoid anything that might shock them. When we do eventually tell them, let's make sure the time is right.
Dad, I know you're in the middle of work, but can you reply?
Huh? Mia?
Is now a good time?
Yeah, I'm on a direct train home from work, so it's fine. What is it?
I'm on the way home from school.
Huh? Shouldn't you be at your after-school club now?
The teacher's advisor had some stuff going on, so today got canceled. But when I decided to stop by the bookstore on one of my changeovers on the way home,
What's up?
I saw Mom flirting with some guy. On the open terrace of some cafe.
What?
I only managed to get the guy from behind, but do you want to see a picture?
Show me, please. This is...
It's hard to tell from the picture, but they had their fingers intertwined and were gazing to each other's eyes while deep in conversation. They kissed too.
I see.
My friend sneaked over and eavesdropped to try and figure out what they were talking about. Something about an inheritance?
The inheritance.
By any chance, is this about Grandpa's inheritance?
Probably. I'm gonna tell you everything soon.
Okay, I understand.
Tell the truth, I did think your mom had been behaving a little strange lately.
To be honest, me too.
Really?
Trent noticed it as well.
What are you playing at, Becky? To think you put your children through this.
I think Mom's gross.
Mia. Well, I get it. I guess that's the last thing a kid wants to see their mom doing. I'm sorry you had to see this side of your parents.
Stop it, Dad. You haven't done anything wrong.
Anyway, thanks for letting me know.
What will you do?
I'm still confused, and it's hard to think straight right now. But I'm pretty sure I need to gather more evidence.
Right.
Don't mention this to anyone for now, okay?
Got it. Dad.
Hmm?
I'm on your side.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Hey, sorry my message is late. I'm gonna stay over at my friend's place again tonight.
Your friend?
The girl I always stay with.
The one you made friends with 6 months back over your shared hobbies?
Yeah, that's her. She was talking to me about some things that were bothering her, but I don't think I'll make the last train now. I'm really sorry this happens so often. Me and doing the housework is such a big help.
Nope, this isn't gonna work with me anymore.
Huh?
You're cheating on me, aren't you?
Wait, what?
You're so careless that not just me, but even the kids noticed. I'm just wondering what the hell you think you're playing at. The private investigator said from the beginning you didn't seem concerned about hiding it.
Wow, you hired a private investigator. Fine, I'm having an affair.
You admitted that awfully easily. Should I interpret this as you being prepared for the divorce?
Well, I guess I did. If we've been found out, then I've got no choice. I'd rather just admit it and get it over with quickly than have it get messy and drag on. Besides, getting divorced involves nothing but positives for me.
You've changed.
Huh?
Actually, I have a feeling there's no merit in this affair for you.
Let's just get it out of the way instead of having it turn chaotic. By the way, the divorce papers are in the drawer of my dresser. I'll come and get my stuff when you're not at the house. So I'll leave when you hand them in, up to you. It'd be best if you could get it done this week, though.
I know what you want. You gonna go stay with your lover now?
Yeah, I am. You probably know who he is if you hired a private investigator, right?
Of course.
Well then, I won't go into minute detail, but that is where I'm going. When the compensation and other financial stuff's all been dealt with, give him a call, okay?
Okay.
Bye! Ugh, pick up!
What?
What the hell are you doing? Why do I have to pay compensation? And not just me, but my boyfriend too.
Ah, I see the paperwork arrived.
Ugh, not I see the paperwork arrived. The stuff that's written here. Me and my boyfriend have to pay you compensation? You're not splitting any of your assets? And you won't be paying child support for Mia and Trent? What the hell are you doing?
Is there a problem?
Obviously. First of all, the compensation is paid by the party responsible for the divorce.
You're the one responsible for the divorce.
No, I'm not. What are you saying? It's your fault for not being able to stop my heart from wandering.
Huh?
And the assets. Any assets obtained while married should be split 50-50 in a divorce. To think you try to keep everything to yourself. Are you ashamed to call yourself a man?
Even if I wanted to split my assets with you, you spent nearly all of the money from our shared savings. There was barely $230 left in the account. Taking the compensation and child support into consideration, there was no way you were going to get any assets.
Huh? $230? Don't talk nonsense. You haven't actually forgotten, have you?
Forgotten what?
The $800,000 you inherited. You inherited it while we were married, so it's subject to asset distribution. Basically, it gets split in half, and $400,000 of it is mine.
By any chance, were you being that brazen with your lover on purpose so you could get your hands on the $400,000 when my assets were split?
Bingo. Divorce can't be initiated by the one having the affair, so I waited for you to do it for me. Ah, now me and him will finally get a fresh start and be happy together.
Just hold on a minute. Are you completely unaware that everything you just said is tragically diluted nonsense?
What? Nonsense?
Compensation for infidelity is paid by the party responsible for the affair to the partner they were unfaithful towards. That's why you and your lover will be the one paying me compensation.
Huh?
Also, and this was something my lawyer told me, but he said that property inherited by a spouse during a marriage isn't subject to asset division in the event of divorce.
No way!
My lawyer's number's in those documents. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him in detail yourself.
Well, what about child support? Surely you'll be paying me child support payments.
I would if you were getting custody of Mia and Trent.
Well, you will then, won't you?
No, I won't.
I'm terribly sorry. but custody of children is always awarded to the mother.
I know that.
Right? Well then, to cover both of them, I want $1,500 per month in child support.
You haven't forgotten how old your kids are, have you?
What does that have to do with anything?
Mia's 16, Trent's 15. They're old enough to decide for themselves who they want to stay with.
Huh? That's a thing?
And FYI, they both said they want to stay with me.
Like hell they did! Children, you know, need their mothers more than their fathers. Not knowing that alone disqualifies you from being a dad. I'll be taking custody of them.
I told you, it's not happening.
Why?
Mia's the one who found out about the affair.
What?
As for Trent, he might not have seen anything directly, but he knew something was off for a long time. Do you really think they'd want to stay with the person responsible for hurting them with their infidelity?
How am I supposed to know that if they don't tell me?
Oh, and they've both blocked all communications from you.
What?
They said they don't want to see your face, and they don't want to talk to you.
No, wait, this can't be!
I think that should tell you how they feel about you.
No way, does this mean I won't get any money at all?
Obviously. In fact, you'll be the one paying.
No, wait!
All of the details are in the documents I sent you. So make sure you read them thoroughly.
Wait!
You can contact me through my lawyer from now on.
No!
Well then, I'll be blocking you now. My wife's affair was with her then-married ex-boyfriend who was in a relationship of 3 years. My wife and her ex were under the false impression that inherited property would be subject to asset distribution. So they shamelessly paraded their affair out in the open. But their plan was so sloppy and ignorant that I was left completely dumbfounded. Our kids were equally as astonished. After dragging their parents into the mess they'd created, they somehow managed to string together the compensation they owed, and I got all of it in a single payment. Her lover also got a divorce, and of course, they had to pay his wife's compensation too. It's said that money drives people crazy. There's something ironic about the two of them ending up in debt hell totaling over $150,000 because they were so obsessed with it. Now they spend their days working crazy hours living in a rundown apartment while constantly trying to shift the blame onto each other. This is all your fault!
Eliza, you're coming to the family reunion lunch, aren't you? There are a lot of things to do, and I would like you to help me. Good evening, Teresa. Yes, I'm coming. But my belly is getting bigger, so I may not be able to help as much as I used to. Still, I'll do my best. I can't believe you. Did I say something rude? Are you trying to use pregnancy as an excuse? Excuse me? You must think you can get away with anything just because you're pregnant. Get rid of that naive idea. No, I never said so. It's the same as saying it. I can't help you because of my big belly. Since when did you become so cocky? I'll make my son divorce you if you keep being like that. You are my mother-in-law, but I think you're going too far. Even if that's a joke, you shouldn't be saying such things. It's not a joke. I will help you with the preparation. I'm just saying it's harder to move around than before. I'm still doing chores at home. Oh, then you should have said so from the beginning. Don't you dare be lazy when you come here this weekend. I don't intend to be lazy, but anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing you this weekend. All the other relatives will be there too, right? Of course. I already told you, right? You'd have to go get a checkup if you keep forgetting things like that. I'm sorry for asking. I just wanted to make sure. Well, I'll look forward to seeing you this weekend. Hi, Eliza. I'm planning to go to the family lunch this weekend, so I hope to see you there. It's been a while, but how have you been? Would you like to take home some cucumbers which I grow in my garden? Hello, Maggie. It's been a while since I saw you last. I hope you're doing well. And I love to have the cucumbers. Thank you. Good. I'll bring them to lunch then. I heard you're pregnant. Is your belly pretty big now? It's about a month until the due date, so my belly is humongous. Then it must be getting difficult to move around. It's best not to push yourself too hard. Thank you for your concern. Not only me, but also Tanner is looking forward to seeing you. He's been so busy with work that he hasn't been able to visit you. Tanner has always been a grandma's boy. He shall always be my cute grandson. During his teenage years, he regularly got into a fight with his mother and she'd kick him out. Then, he would always come to our house. Really? But his mother Teresa seems to be very protective of Tanner. She's a moody person. What she says will differ depending on her mood, so you shouldn't take her words seriously all the time. I see. That's helpful advice. I'm glad Tanner married a kind person like you, Eliza. I'm glad to hear you say that. Once the baby is born and things settle down, we'll come visit you. I never thought I'd be able to hold my great-grandchild, so I'm very excited. Eliza, you should take it easy now. Overexerting won't do you any good. Being pregnant itself requires great effort. Yes, I'll try. This weekend, Teresa might make you help her with the preparation. But it's okay to refuse sometimes, you know. She didn't do anything when she was pregnant either. Oh, is that so? That's completely different from what I heard. What the hell are you doing? Come here ASAP. Although you said you'd help me, it's already 10 a.m. You're late. I thought I was supposed to arrive at 11 a.m. with Tanner. Huh? What kind of a lazy daughter-in-law are you? Lunch starts at 12 p.m. You have to come at least 3 hours prior to help me. Let Tanner rest, and you come here ASAP alone. I'm sorry. I didn't think you wanted me there that early. Whatever. You're already 1 hour late. I didn't mean to be late at all. You don't have to make excuses. You're being lazy, using pregnancy as your excuse. Just hurry up. Yes, I'll be there in 15 minutes. I'm sorry. Hey, where are you? You're not being lazy again, are you? I'm at the hospital. I need an urgent checkup because I'm in pain. Hospital? Just because of that? Don't be a spoiled brat and come back to help me. I just can't believe you. Do you know what you've done? It's very wrong of you to use violence as a tool to make people do what you want. It's very wrong of you to sit on a chair resting while your mother-in-law was still in the kitchen. I was busy, so you should have helped. It's my job to educate the lazy daughter-in-law. If I scolded you, it would have drawn attention. So instead, I kicked you. I did sit down, but it was only for a minute. I was told by the doctor to sit down whenever I felt my belly become tight. You are crazy to kick my belly when my baby is in here. You're the one who's crazy. You don't have any common sense. Common sense? Kicking a pregnant woman in the stomach is your common sense? A daughter-in-law isn't supposed to rest until the mother-in-law permits it. That's common sense. It's not like you're my boss. Why do I need your permission to sit on a chair? I've never heard of such a thing. Isn't it more common sense not to be violent to a pregnant woman? You and me. Who is more insane? How dare you talk back to your mother-in-law? I'm fed up with your unreasonable accusations. And you sat where I was supposed to sit. It's insane that you tried to take your mother-in-law's seat. How would I know that was your seat? This is ridiculous. I can't do this anymore. Just apologize for what you did. You're the one who should apologize. You're embarrassing Tanner too. Your very existence is embarrassing. That's why I kicked your stomach. I educated you to make sure this never happens again. Educate me? By kicking my stomach? I guess there's no point in talking with you anymore. I don't think I'll ever understand your ways of thinking. It's about time you learn what decent thoughts are. You are insane to sit on my seat while I was still cooking. I kicked you in the stomach to educate you. I won't allow you to go to the hospital. I guess it's my turn to talk some sense into you. Huh? Teresa, I'm so surprised at how bossy you are towards Eliza. You're so different from when you are with me. Who is this? Your mother-in-law. My mother-in-law? That can't be. Eliza, this is not funny. I'm escorting Eliza to the hospital with Tanner. I didn't want to be in your house anymore anyways. Are you really Maggie? I didn't see you at her house. I saw you kicking Eliza the moment I arrived. Do you realize that you did something absolutely unforgivable? Wait, if you're really Maggie, why are you using Eliza's cell phone to text me? Because I couldn't stand watching your awfulness anymore. You harassing Eliza like this. What on earth do you think you're doing? She's pregnant with your precious grandchild. He's also my great-grandson. How are you gonna take responsibility if something happens because of you? I'm sorry. Please don't be angry. It's just a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? How can you expect me to believe that? I saw the moment you kicked Eliza in the stomach. There's no misunderstanding. I didn't think you were watching. And that was part of my education. Education? I'm surprised. Violence is education? Don't tell me you've been violent with Tanner too. Of course not. Tanner is my precious son. I swear I've never been violent to Tanner. I see. Then it wasn't education after all. What? Eliza is Tanner's wife, and she is pregnant with a baby. I can't believe you'd attack her with physical violence like that for some stupid reason like daughter-in-law education. You disgust me. Maggie, it's not like that, really. Believe me. I'm horrified to think what might have happened if I hadn't seen it by chance. I will never forgive you for this. Prepare yourself for what's to come tomorrow. Maggie, don't say such scary things. I'll get down on my knees and apologize to you. Why would you apologize to me? That makes no sense. Eliza, why did you do that? That's my line. You didn't have to tip off Maggie. Because of you, Maggie humiliated me. I never thought she'd strike back at me for you. I knew you were scared of her. That's why I told her. What? I heard that Maggie did the exact same thing to you when you sat down at today's family lunch. I wish I could have seen that. Are you really Eliza? I never knew you were such a mean girl. You pissed me off. This is all your fault. And yet, are you going to keep on blaming me like this? What about your apology? Excuse me? You swore to apologize to me for the many wrongs you did to me, didn't you? I wasn't there, so I don't know what kind of conversations you had. But weren't you told by Maggie to do so? If you don't apologize, I'll tip off Maggie again. That you're not sorry at all. Wait a minute. How do you know about all that? Today was embarrassing enough. Maggie yelled at me and kicked me in the stomach so hard it badly hurt. But no one took my side. Not even Tanner. There's no way he'd side with you. Why? All the other relatives are also angry at you for what you did. Not everyone saw what you did, but they know Maggie would never lie. So you're done. What do you mean I'm done? Shouldn't you be reflecting on your own actions and apologizing to me? Well, it's not like I can forgive you even if you apologize to me. I don't even want to see your face again, so I'm going to cut ties with you. You're cutting ties with me? You're not going to help me with the family events anymore? If I would need to see you at such occasions, I refuse. If you're going to disappear, I'll be happy to help. Why would I disappear? It's my house. Then I will never go to that house again. I have told Tanner so, and he's okay with it. So Tanner is on your side? You still don't get it, do you? I don't mind you disliking me, and it'd be a problem between you and me, even if you were mean to me or harassed me. But this time, it's different. I have a baby in my belly. It's Tanner's baby. Don't you think it's only natural that Tanner's angry with you, trying to hurt his baby? But that doesn't mean he should cut ties with his parents. Who would want parents who would harm their child? I won't harm your child. Who would believe that? In fact, you almost harmed him by kicking me. You're overreacting. I ended up in the hospital. How is that an overreaction? Okay, I'm sorry. But you don't have to go as far as cutting ties with me. I am your mother-in-law. I just couldn't forgive you for being lazy because of your pregnancy. Let me tell you something. You're crazy. Excuse me? I asked Maggie about you. When you were pregnant with Tanner, you didn't do any chores. You pretended to be sick all the time. Maggie came over and helped you with taking care of the house. That was because I was really sick. Some people suffer from morning sickness during pregnancy, so that's fine. But then, why would you force me to do so much? Don't force me to do things you couldn't do. Your rotten values and crazy ways of thinking are so annoying. Isn't that a little too harsh? Times have changed. Stop making such excuses. I'm sure time has drastically changed since Maggie's time. But unlike you, Maggie understands me. She's kind and supportive, like my own grandmother. She's so strict with me, you know. You just don't know her well. Whatever you think, it doesn't change how I feel about her. Wasn't it because of your behavior that Maggie was so strict with you? But I guess it's none of my business. I'm done with you harassing me. Since I'm cutting ties with you, I won't have to deal with you anymore. Are you still talking about cutting ties? I think it's better to have me around. I can help you educate your children. If you were to educate them, you'd use violence. Don't you ever come near my children. I would never hurt your children. Trust me. Even my husband is upset with me now. If you don't tell him you've reconciled with me, I'll be in big trouble. I don't care. It's a waste of time texting you. I'll apologize, so please forgive me. I don't want my relatives seeing me as an awful mother-in-law. I refuse. You are in fact the worst mother-in-law. You just got what you deserved. If you want to apologize, send me a video of you on your knees. But I'm not going to forgive you whether you apologize or not. In the end, all the relatives took Eliza's side. They all cut ties with Teresa, and she ended up being estranged from the whole family. Maggie decided to re-educate Teresa, and Teresa's husband said he would divorce her if she did not change her ways of thinking. Teresa panicked and tried to apologize to Eliza in person, but Eliza refused to see her. As a result, she hasn't been able to meet her newborn grandchild. Eliza gave birth safely and went over to Maggie's place to show her the baby. Maggie was overjoyed, holding her great-grandson in her arms. They are now all living peacefully, except for Teresa. No one knows if Teresa will be able to see her grandson.